What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We are breaking down head-to-head DJI's FPV versus the Mavic.
Not the Mavic.
Versus the Air 2S. And so this is Shane. He's coming to the channel again. I'll have you introduce yourself. Just tell us about what you do and why you're an avid drone pilot.
I'm a videographer. I kind of started doing it on the side just for fun. Discovered it's something that I really enjoy doing, and I think with that comes drones. You know, every person that runs a camera sees a drone, they're like, oh man, that'd be pretty cool. So I'd say 5 or 6 years ago, I got my first drone, Phantom 3, just to play with it and kind of upgraded from there. But about a year ago, I actually started shooting real estate, and I got a job where pretty much every single time we do aerial pictures and an aerial video. I had the Air 1, the Air 2, and then now the Air 2S.
That's a great progression, though.
I know, yeah.
In terms of just the lineup of drones. So yeah, that's just a brief kind of preface on Shane and what he does. So check out his channel. I'll be linking it in the iCard on the, over here.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna kind of break down why we picked the drones, because we both knew about the other option, and we definitely weighed that in when considering which one to purchase. And so Shane, why did you pick the 2S over the FPV?
When the FPV got released, my eyes lit up a little bit. After I started getting into drones, my dad actually did. I think actually the first drone I had was this tiny little manual one. And
from Hobby Lobby or whatever.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. And we tried to land it on top of our ceiling fan on like a balcony, like upstairs. So my dad and I just spent hours trying to get this thing to land on the ceiling fan. We failed miserably. Luckily, it's a pretty cheap drone, but I think that kind of started something with my dad, and he's built probably 30 or more drones now.
Gosh.
So he does a lot with FPV, and it always seemed fun. You know, I'd see him sitting there and just flying all over the place. Seemed like something that I might enjoy as well, but I think ultimately, given the price tag of the FPV, I had to go with something that suited me a little bit more professionally, especially with the real estate work that I was already doing. Having the Air 2S just makes the workflow a lot easier. You know, with the tracking, it's dead on. You know, you can just highlight the house, fly up, orbit around, go in, out. It just makes it really simple and makes it so your time is really efficient. You can just get the job done really well, really fast. I thought it was cool that it had 5.4K because I could get a little bit more of a variety of shots. I could crop in and then have something a little bit tighter. Let's say I was a little bit farther from the house and I wanted to focus more in on the house. Having a little bit more resolution is nice because then it allows you to get that tighter shot. And then the Air 2S came out with 10-bit D-Log now, which is really helpful because a lot of the time we're shooting in just broad daylight and one side of the house is nicely lit, but then the other one is in a deep shadow. So with a 10-bit D-Log, it's super easy to just raise the shadows and then the exposure is nice and even throughout the whole picture. It's made it a lot easier to get a good image.
Definitely. What would... in a real estate scenario, like why were you excited about the FPV?
Oh man, flying inside, that would be cool. And realistically, it's just not something that our company typically does, but it would just be something that's cool.
Yeah, no, I've noticed a lot in your work that there's not a lot of need for high speed, not a lot of need for crazy barrel rolls.
Right.
So that certainly makes sense. For me, it was more so the opposite. When the FPV came out, I was super thrilled, really excited because it's a first of its kind, really, where you don't have to solder anything onto the drone. You don't have to worry about buying and upgrading cameras as it becomes outdated because there's an integrated one. And you also don't have to worry about burning down your house with charging the batteries. Either I'm doing something wrong, or I think that I thought the camera quality would be a little bit better than some of the stuff that I'm seeing. And in certain lighting scenarios and in different kind of shooting settings, it does look better than others, which is also a little bit finicky and quirky. I think the DJI FPV is a drone that can kind of wear two hats. jack of some trades and master of none, where it can do the normal mode, which is a little bit more pedestrian, I think around 30 miles an hour. And so that kind of pans out to be similar to the Air 2S's normal mode, I suppose.
Yep.
I think there is room to grow in the FPV world, certainly. But that is the downside of buying into a first generation product. Same thing kind of we saw with the EOS R and Sony's original mirrorless cameras. There are definitely ways in which DJI can improve the FPV, but I think they're going to implement some of those things into further models down the line.
For me, the cost just isn't worth it. Since I already have the 2S, that's a better work tool for me, so it's really just a $1,200 toy at that point.
Yeah. Once we're shooting those $50,000 weddings,
there we go.
Then we'll be dishing out. We'll be doing giveaways on those FPV 5s. But anywho, we're going to finish it up there. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching this video. Like I said before, check out Shane's content. Give him a subscribe and head out to his channel after this video. We will see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and take care.